How you guys doing? This is Martin. Know me for my series on how I talk to you about the unemployment articles 2101 to 21116 that 30 million people are taking advantage of. 30 million people out of work over a virus. I'm telling you, man. Wait till that $600 ends for the first 6.6 million. Wait till some of these people start losing their houses. It's going to be crazy. Also, you've been watching my one about that. I know if you want to keep your cars, you've been watching my how I got my car loan down to $5,970, and then I took 4 to 5 months to pay it off. Or you've been watching my other series on how I talk to you about just what are some questions you're asking yourself why you're laid off. Like, what are you doing to get yourself back to the worst place? Are you willing to work for commission? I had an interview yesterday. See if I can get that job to work for commission. Have another one on Wednesday. Why are you unemployed? Are you willing to work on commission? Like, are you willing to bet on yourself? Or are you like, hey, I just want to take a salary and then any type of bonuses I get, just deduct that to pay for my salary. And if I don't deliver in 2 weeks, I get fired. Is that what you want to happen to yourself? This is the time to bet on yourself. I'm betting on myself for commission, man. I got a little money saved up. I'm going to see what I can do to just get it done. I'm willing 3 to 5% chance on the cold call. That's fine. That's 30 million people. That's 3% times 30 million. That's like 3 million people who want to sell a house, or 3 million people I can talk to. So that's the success rate I will have initially. But then after that, I'll follow up, call the person up, show them what we're going to get for the comps. So whether it's for a house, for anything, it's basically starting over. I mean, you call a company up, say, hey, how things going? Are you going to still be in business? Some of them, it doesn't matter if they get the payroll protection. That's just going to keep their doors open for a month, a year or so, and then they'll be out of business. So don't get caught up in if the PPP loans, the SBA loans. I mean, 59% of companies were making even or losing money before this even happened. I go to my business office where I have a little desk. I see people with the Mercedes. Like I said, you always see the Mercedes. You see the BMW. I see the, the Teslas. You have all the nice, I think one was a truck. One-person operation. That's all you ever see, one-person operation. And they strutting like they got it going on. And I know people with 50 employees, 100 employees. Or, hey, what about if you're like Warren Buffett, where you're responsible for thousands of employees, but you have the one-person operator who's probably going to be out of business in the next couple of months when they find out their contracts are about to get canceled. So that's why I want you to bet on yourself, because the people aren't, like I said, once you lose a job, like I did in 95, you're looking at 2 years to find an equivalent job just to get to similar type of salary. So what kind of strategies are you making? And people don't realize the full extent. I'm at the park. Don't know where you are. I don't want you to know where I am. Probably located. I just see people with the mountain bikes and the playing tennis. Like, you made the shelter in place for quarantine or home arrest. Let's just call it, I'm black. Just call it home arrest. I'm all right. Home arrest is over. Then you're going to find out, hey, no, that restaurant you have, you're not going back to that. You Disney people, you're not going back to that. So, I mean, what do you basically, a lot of people are going to have to start a whole new career. So, and that career may be initially working for commission. They say, hey, Martin, we have no money to pay you. You got to eat what you kill, bro. Can you do that? We're like you. We're going to pay you the money, but you got to have to help us out too. So I'm like, okay. I'm ready to do it. Today I've been working on cold calling objections, working on a little bit of the follow-up, and just studying why people don't buy. But because you're going to have to hit people up 5, 6, 20, 30 times now. It's going to be a totally different world. And we're still not talking about, especially if in a place like California, Washington, some of these more liberal states where we're going to depend on science to tell us what the COVID-19 does. Once they find out they're losing money to all these southern states, they'll change their tune so quick. They'll be like, I told you, you'll never see anything like this again. People could be dropping dead on the street. They just step over them. It'll be like the purge, man. Pick them up, keep going. Pick them up, keep going. But now, 30 million people out of work within this started about March 19th. Is really, since March 19th till about now is when this all really took a hold. So now it's time. I have a $197 program, $397 program, and a $697 program. I got 3 programs you can use to see what you can do to jumpstart your job search and also help you get the interview to get the job. I told you, 2001 recession, 1995 recession, 2008 recessions. I've gone through 3 recessions, so I know it. And this one is going to be the hardest one of all because this one's going to hit across all spectrums. Like usually it's like one industry that goes out or causes like 2008 was the housing. I think 1995 was something like the construction. 2001 is more like it was like the energy spike and it just threw everything off. And it was a little bit 2008, 2001 was 9/11. 2008 was like the energy spike and then the home prices went up and then that just caused everything to collapse because of the credit market things. But this time it's more like a government, kind of like I don't even call it a pandemic. I call it an artificial takeover to try to throw off Trump, and then it ended up failing. And now all the southern states will probably be open within the next week, and then you'll see all the more liberal states will open a week later. They're not going to lose that much money. So, but the correct thing is, as it comes to an end, where are you going to be? Well, first, where are you going to be as soon as it ends? Do you think your company is going to call you back? Are they going to make you take, I'm expect you take a pay cut. I know people have taken 20, 30, 40% pay cuts. Just, they try to tell you, why don't you quit, bro? Just don't come back. But if you're stupid enough to come back, at least I hope they renegotiate their packages like, hey, I'll take the pay cut, but can I make it up in commission or something like that? Or they're just saying, we're going to eventually cut you anyway, but we want to make the numbers look good for, we don't really know. No, we may just we may change our mind and get rid of you anyway. So that's, I mean, where are you, man? Are you at a restaurant? I mean, I've already heard like the nursing, my friend says the nurses in the hospital, the beds are empty. What happened to this in California? And had like, what is it? They wanted a ship for all these extra people. Where are the people? I'm just saying, you guys tell me, where are the people, man? They said the hospitals are empty and they're sending the nurses home. So you're like, and then the nurses who say they're afraid to go home, they say, that's fine. For the nurses who say they're afraid they work, they say, that's fine. Use your vacation or we'll fire you. So we don't care. Get out of here. COVID's going to be the least of your worries. So, I mean, it's going to get crazy soon. So basically all the hospitals will be dead and empty, and then you'll have that cut back. And then eventually have like the other businesses start. And then the businesses that will start, like I'll be the ones calling them up, hey, if I can't do a good enough job of convincing them to buy, they're going to like, well, we're going to cut our staff. We're going to cut the services to see if we can come back. Yeah, it's good to cut the staff and it's good to cut the services, but they never focus on the money. It's like, what's your strategy to focus on the money? We don't know. We don't care. We're going to go to business anyway. It's like, okay, just move on. Hey, 30 million. But remember, if you own a business, though, you don't get no unemployment. So you close your business doors, independent contractors, doctors, dentists, you don't get no unemployment. So all you get is bankruptcy. And even then, with all the markets and turmoil, no telling how long it'll take for you to get bankruptcy. Your credit will be destroyed. And then your wife, or even if you're not married, like your credit will be destroyed and you'll end up getting a place in the hood. That'll be like your legacy from trying to own a business instead of learning how to sell. Or you wait to the last minute, like I'm trying to get the first 6.6 million people. Hey, get back to work. Get back to work. Don't wait for the 20 million to come behind you. You already know they're going to pay low wages. So would you rather get paid a little more and then like deliver and have them say, hey, we could get rid of this guy for a cheaper person, but he's delivering and we'd have to start the whole process all over again. And he's shown that he's pretty organized and he really wants to like make our business succeed. Keep him around a little longer before we maybe replace him with Aunt Betty or Aunt Maria. Like I said, you're going to go through like 5 or 6 jobs before you find that one job you sell one to anyway. But commission, I'm ready to bet on myself, man. I guess 30 million people are waking up unemployed now. You guys are working on commission because now your new job is to get a new job. Do you agree with me? Subscribe, comment, like. Just subscribe and buy. Subscribe and buy. If you don't want to buy, subscribe. There's 30 million of you sitting at home. I want you to join. If not, why don't you join my 100,000 people and 100,000 initiative subscriber campaign? It's the 100,000 initiative subscriber campaign. I'm looking to get 100,000 subscribers by, hey, let's go by end of May. I mean, there's 30 million people sitting at home doing nothing. So I'm like, what else are you doing? Tiger King, or watching some video, or watching replays on YouTube of Monday Night Football, or watching, what is that stupid Jordan documentary? Wasting your time on stuff like that. You ain't gonna get paid. It's not like you could go back and like gamble on a game that happened like a couple of years ago and try to get some results. So instead of wasting your time worrying about Craig Elo, Michael Jordan or Scottie Pippen or whatever, just invest in your own skills, man. You gotta study. You gotta, like, hey, my name is Martin. I'm here to help you work. I'm willing to work for commission. I'm willing to do this. What do you recommend? Hey, I can set up this salary structure. Hey, if it doesn't work out, I'll fire myself. Come back. Let's reevaluate myself. Reevaluate what I'm doing. So this is the time. You got to get out there and you got to hustle, man. There's no shortcuts now, man. I mean, this is like the calm before the storm. You may get out of your place, but how you going to pay for that place is what you need to be asking yourself. So join the 100,000 initiative campaign. Subscribe. I want 100,000 subscribers. 2, 197, 397, 497. Make out the check to Martin Morris. P.O. Box 540, San Bernardino, California, 92402. Martin Morris, P.O. Box 540, San Bernardino, California, 92402. Learn to float a check. You float a check for 2 reasons. 1, to avoid a late fee. And 2, you give that check to some person and give them confidence in you that you can deliver on paying them some cash to help them accomplish their goal in several program. Build confidence, and that's how you get rich. So, not much else to say. It's going to be tough. This is the calm before the storm. Subscribe. I know you guys are saying, I don't want to give him no money. You go steal my money. This may not work for me. Or I'm going to get it from Uncle Tim. Uncle Tim's going to help me. Uncle Tim's going to help me get a job. That's true. Uncle Tim may help you get a job. But are you going to use skills from a person who's this? You can, like, Uncle Tim can maybe help you get a job, but maybe the only person to really help you get a job is you. So it's up to you. So if you want to, get out the house, do a little exercise and come back, do some reading. Hey, work on some ways you can get better in shape. Work on some ways you can, hey, just improve your internet skills. Do something, man. Because when you go, you don't want to just be a stack in a pile. You're going to have to sell yourself now. So all of you guys who hated sales, I hate sales. That's why I became a doctor. I hate sales because I'm a dentist. How are you dentists feeling now? You hate sales. And now like the liquor store is open and you guys, maybe all the people eat a lot of candy and come to you. But some of you can't even sell anyway. Try to cut back. I know you guys behind students that have alternating hygienists. You know all that is done for? I mean, you can have the best practice. That's all done because you cannot handle the failure of sales. And that's why a lot of you dentists are sitting at home now. Should be pissed with the American Dental Association. And then you should be creative and find other ways to work with their patients. But you don't. Just people don't know how to sell. That's why 30 million people are sitting at home. Unfortunately, we weren't able to sell our politicians in some of our states. Hey, is that really necessary? Well, now with the elections coming up, now you got a chance to voice. What are you going to do? Yeah, now. But your first objective before you worry about the 2020 election is find yourself a job. Subscribe, comment, like. I don't even care if you comment or like. Just subscribe. Learn something. Do not wait until the last minute to start looking for a job. The wages are already going to be depressed. You do not want to do that. You do not want to hire a company that just hires you just for money and not for skills. Because that means if they hire you for a cheap wage, they'll fire you for a cheap wage. And I'm just rest assured they will. Because I've been there. 1995.